Good evening, America. I'm proud to be here in cold Washington, D.C. tonight. I want to offer this small prayer for our country. This is land of hope and dreams. Grab your ticket and your suitcase. Thunder's rolling down this track. You don't know where you're going now, but you know you won't be back. Darling, if you're weary, lay your head upon my chest. We'll take what we can carry, yeah, and we'll leave the rest. Well, big wheels roll through fields where sunlight streams. Oh, meet me in a land of hope and dreams. Yeah, well, I will provide for you. Oh, and I'll stand by your side. You'll need a good companion now. Oh, for this part of the ride. Yeah, leave behind your sorrows. Let's let this day be the last. Well, tomorrow there'll be sunshine, sunshine, and all this darkness past. Well, big wheels roll through fields where sunlight streams. Oh, meet me in a land of hope and dreams. Well, this train carries saints and sinners. This train carries losers and winners. This train carries whores and gamblers. This train carries lost souls. I said this train, dreams will not be thwarted. This train, faith will be rewarded on this train. Hear the steel wheels singing. This train, bells of freedom ringing. Well, big wheels roll through fields where sunlight streams. Oh, meet me in a land of hope and dreams. Meet me in a land of hope and dreams.
Please welcome our host, Tom Hanks.
Bruce Springsteen's Land of Hope and Dreams kicks off tonight's Celebrating America on this day, which saw the inauguration of our 46th President, Joseph R. Biden, Jr. I'm at the Lincoln Memorial on the National Mall in our nation's secured capital city. In the last few weeks, in the last few years, we've witnessed deep divisions and a troubling rancor in our land. But tonight, we ponder the United States of America, the practice of our democracy, the foundations of our republic, the integrity of our Constitution, the hope and dreams we all share for a more perfect union. To some, a presidential inauguration is a tradition, an act that marks the commitment of a new four-year term. Yet in truth, Inauguration Day is about much more than the swearing in of our next national leaders. This day is about witnessing the permanence of our American ideal. Every 4 years, we hear the words that will empower us all on the journey ahead, a message that can unite us as we begin a new passage from where we are to where we can be, a trek to a common goal, to the promise of our promised land. The keynote of this day is the presidential inaugural address. The new president, Republican, Democrat, lays out a vision for the nation. If the words ring out, it is not only due to the power of the oratory, it is because the dream of America has no limits and resonates well beyond any single day. Tonight we share memorable passages from the inaugural remarks of 4 of our past presidents. Each spoke to a specific moment in our history. FDR rallied us in the Great Depression. JFK inspired a new generation to serve. Ronald Reagan spoke of the peaceful transition of power for a shining city on a hill. And Abraham Lincoln sought to unite us after a war that tore us apart.
With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations.
This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive, and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing that we have to fear is fear itself.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
To a few of us here today, this is a solemn and most momentous occasion. And yet, in the history of our nation, it is a commonplace occurrence. The orderly transfer of authority, as called for in the Constitution, routinely takes place, as it has for almost 2 centuries. And few of us stop to think how unique we really are. In the eyes of many in the world, this every 4-year ceremony we accept as normal is nothing less than a miracle.
We'll celebrate America with more performances and tributes to the men and women across the country who have provided strength and kept us going through hardships and troubled times. Ahead, President Biden speaks to the nation.
Coming up, more great music, and we recognize outstanding service by our citizens on Celebrating America.
I'm Eva Longoria. Over the last 3 days, Americans have honored the start of this new chapter by reaffirming our commitment to some of our nation's highest ideals: community, empathy, and democracy. It began with our National Day of Service on Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, when Americans across the country volunteered in their neighborhoods, providing COVID-19 relief and addressing issues highlighted by the pandemic, in pursuit of the economic and social justice that Dr. King envisioned in his beloved community. Yesterday, the Presidential Inaugural Committee hosted a ceremony at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool to honor those who have died during the pandemic. It was a powerful moment to remember our loved ones and renew our commitment to work together to end the pandemic and rebuild our nation. And earlier today, we took part in some of the most important moments in the continuing evolution of our democracy, from the swearing-in ceremony to the president's speech to the parade across America and the procession to the White House. We've been reminded that it's our responsibility as citizens to protect and build a more inclusive democracy every day.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
This land is your land.
The world is watching. So here's my message to those beyond our borders. America has been tested, and we've come out stronger for it.
To the New York Island.
I pledge allegiance
to
the flag of the United States of America.
That I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. History, faith, and reason show the way of unity. We can see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect. We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge. And unity is the path forward.
If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright.
Welcome back to Celebrating America. Here are some exceptional Americans who have stepped up. They are the indispensable folks who provide the daily services we too often take for granted.
I think of the essential workers who carried the rest of us on their shoulders through these many months. The grocery store clerks, the delivery clerks, the drivers, the folks on the assembly line, the meat packers, too often overlooked. They've given the best of their country when we needed them the most. That's the America we know. That's who we are.
Good evening. I'm Anthony Gaskin in the Halsey neighborhood, just outside of Richmond, Virginia, and I deliver packages to the people who live here. And tonight I'm honored to represent the many frontline workers across our nation who keep America going. It's not only a job for us, but we care about the people who live here and know that they're concerned for us and our safety. And now I have a special delivery for you. From Miami, John Bon Jovi.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return into their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. It's alright.
Fellow Americans, I'm United States Marine Corps Sergeant Brendan Lombardo, and I'm an Aviation Operations Specialist stationed at Marine Corps Air Station, Iwakuni, Japan. Over here, we're focused on protecting and defending our regional allies, partners in the United States of America. Our joint forces are committed to preserving security, stability, and freedom, no matter what challenges we face. Though we're stationed more than 6,000 miles away in the Asia Pacific, we're truly honored to celebrate this ceremony with you. Congratulations to our new Commander-in-Chief. Semper Fidelis, Hoorah!
Coming up, more fantastic performances and tributes to our everyday heroes on Celebrating America.
Good evening, everybody. And now for some good news.
Every night, all these people have been cheering on the healthcare workers during their shift change.
This is my quest.
A small army of citizens making masks.
New York's finest cheering on out-of-state healthcare workers. The TikTok doc spreading positivity during a pandemic.
Some are using these dark days to create some bright bulb ideas.
COVID-19 has tapped a creative nerve that many of us never even knew we had.
The dance move flossing. Very beautiful what you both are doing.
During a crisis, you know, cocktail hour can be almost any hour.
Drive-by celebrations have become quite popular during these times.
DJ Kopech says he raised $1 million for the Baltimore Child Abuse Center.
A leading artist offers us songs of comfort.
This is just something that I can do. We have been tested these last 10 months as individuals, families, and communities. But in the midst of devastation and loss, there were moments when a flickering light pointed us toward a brighter future. You brought us comfort, You sustained us. And so that light grew and became a bright beam in the universe. This is for all of you who found new ways for us to smile together.
Now it is my honor to introduce the President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
Hello, all the participants in tonight's event. It's humbling to stand here in this place in front of these sacred words, humbling out of respect to President Lincoln and the office we now share, and humbling because of you, the American people. As I said earlier today, we have learned again that democracy is precious. And because of you, democracy has prevailed. That's why Jill and I, Kamala and Doug, wanted to make sure our inauguration was not about us, but about you, the American people. This is a great nation. We're a good people. And to overcome the challenges in front of us requires the most elusive of all things in a democracy, unity. It requires us to come together in common love that defines us as Americans, opportunity, liberty, dignity, and respect, and to unite against common foes, hate, violence, disease, and hopelessness. America's story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us, on we the people. That's the task before us, the only way we'll get through the darkness around us. There are moments in our history when more is asked of us as Americans. We saw that in the Civil War. We saw that with Dr. King dreaming from these steps across the mall. We are in one of those moments now. The pandemic, economic crisis, racial injustice, the climate crisis, and threats to our very democracy. And the question is, are we up to it? Will we meet the moment like our forebears have? I believe we must and I believe we will. You, the American people, are the reason why. I've never been more optimistic about America than I am this very day. There isn't anything we can't do if we do it together. And that's what you'll see tonight. Stories of ordinary Americans who do extraordinary things. That's how we'll celebrate America and respect and represent America in our time in office. America built of decency. It's built of decency and dignity, of love and healing, of greatness and goodness, of possibilities. This is a story that guides us, inspires us, and unites us today and always. So thank you for this honor. I will give my all to you. May God bless America, and may God protect our troops.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Throughout tonight, we're giving special thanks to Americans who keep our nation moving forward despite all obstacles. They are our friends, and they are our neighbors. They keep us from going hungry. They educate our children and make sacrifices, both personal and professional, to help us all hang on for another meal, another day, until next month. We could not cope without them. By their example, they encouraged many others to join them in performing acts of kindness and decency and the easing of shared burdens.
With love and understanding, and with small acts of kindness, you show up for each other in big ways and small ones, again and again. It's what so many of you are doing right now for your loved ones, for complete strangers, for your communities.
I've given 138 care packages to senior citizens. They mean more to us than anything else.
Hi, my name is Kavanaugh Bell, and I spread positivity to inspire others to change the world. Because the pandemic left so many in need, I decided to make care packs to help elderly people in my community. And now I'm able to gather supplies to give to families across the country. Thanks to the people who pitch in every day to help. That's why love wins. And I am so excited to introduce the amazing song Better Days. From Memphis, here is Aunt Clemens and Justin Timberlake.
More musical tributes from across the nation are coming up when Celebrating America returns.
Tonight, we honor our nation. We honor the American people's ability and desire to come together during difficult times, to emerge even stronger than before. We wanted to showcase the diversity and talent of our creative community. So to celebrate the colors